Hello, and welcome to Alchemy for Empaths. Today we are going to dive deep into why you keep feeling drained and the hidden energy leaks that are stealing your power. So, as an empath, as a highly sensitive person, have you ever felt exhausted no matter how much rest you get? It can feel like your energy is constantly being drained and you cannot figure out why. Well, there are so many different ways and often a lot of them are hidden that subtly drain our energy off without us realizing it. Now, I've touched on it briefly in some of my other videos about having open centers, and I will speak to that. But yeah, there's so many different other aspects of life that contribute to these energy drains within our body that really, no matter how much rest we get, unless we plug these up or stop them from happening, it is a constant, endless cycle that we remain tired. Now, of course, I mean, this doesn't discount any medical advice. If you are seriously feeling like there is something wrong with you physically, then yes, go see a doctor to look into that avenue. So in this video, I'm just going to walk you through some of the biggest energy leaks that you might not even be aware of that you have, and what you can do a little bit to start reclaiming your power around those. So the real reason you're always drained, it's not about being physically tired, it's energetic exhaustion. So empaths and highly sensitive people are simply more prone to energy leaks. Yes, we do absorb and we are like sponges, but we also give our energy away or feel like that is being taken out of us because we also do lean into a lot more situations, have a lot softer boundaries than other people. So it's all about creating that sovereignty and returning back to ourselves so then we can use that ability with intention. And the impact of constantly absorbing other people's emotions, overgiving, and lacking strong energetic boundaries, yeah, simply leads to that physical exhaustion and you can't show up. I mean, when I was really leaning into my sensitivity and not as aware of what was going on, like it was really hard for me to show up for my kids. I'd have to have a lot of alone time and downtime to completely discharge everything that I was holding and to re-nourish my body. It felt like, well, I need self-care on steroids just to get to normal. But once I started to uncover all these little different areas and ways that my energy was leaking and started to fix that, it definitely made a huge change and impact on my life. So 5 of the most common energy leaks that we have. Number 1, people pleasing and weak boundaries. So what does this look like? It means saying yes when we mean no. It means that we feel responsible for other people's emotions. Because we deeply feel what other people are going through, and they need the support, we kind of feel obligated to help out because we know we're tough, we know we can process it, but just those little things just keeps taxing us. In a work situation, it's taking on those extra projects or that extra bit of responsibility because you just feel responsible for carrying that. And it leaves you energetically open to everybody else's needs except your own. So, people might start to take advantage of that. People can become dependent and really work to manipulate you. And you may be aware that it is a manipulation, but you find it can be very challenging to say no because you don't want to be perceived as uncaring, because an empath doesn't want to be seen as being uncaring or not compassionate, because we do feel deeply. So it's kind of like a conflict of interest there. And so really working to distinguish what we're available for, what we have capacity to connect with every day. It can be as simple as, someone says, oh, can you come and help out with this? You can say, well, I can't confirm right now, but I will sit on that and let you know closer to the time, depending on how I feel. Is a very simple and open way of communicating. Yes, it might be a little bit wish-washy. However, and you may feel that that seems wish-washy for the person. I mean, and depending on the person you're communicating that to, if that is someone that's very close, and that you want to show up for, then yes, you might say yes. But if it is someone that's within your network that has been fairly taxing, you might suggest that I will give you the response later. And when the day comes, or a couple of days before, you can then actually enter into that commitment if you feel like you're able to. So that's number one, people pleasing and weak boundaries. Another energy leak that we have is emotional and mental overload. So what that looks like: overthinking, worrying about what others think, replaying conversations, replaying the feelings that you were picking up on. If you're receiving that information through your head, open center in your head, you'll be thinking, well, what are they thinking about? And you're constantly giving your thoughts over to those people and their assumptions. And that rumination drains your energy and keeps you stuck. It keeps you focused on someone else and not on yourself. So that's constantly energy output going towards other people. And, you might feel like that's fact because you have picked up on things. And I think the best saying that I came across is, through my whole process around this, is what somebody thinks about me is none of my business. So people are always going to have negative thoughts or negative comments, but we're not everybody's flavour of the month all the time. So we need to be able to detach from that and set out a personal boundary for ourselves to shut down any overthinking and worrying about the perceptions and feelings of others. All right, number 3, we have unconscious energy attachments. So this one's a little bit for the woo-woo. Whenever we have a relationship or a connection with someone, we create an energetic cord. And these cords, if you with parents, etc., there'll be quite a lot of cords in there. Someone just fleeting that you've met in the supermarket, maybe just a minor cord. However, some of these cords can hold essence of trauma, and the different aspects of the relationship that you carry together. Being in a partnership with someone and, having sexual intercourse, that can create an energetic entanglement as well. And if we don't detach these cords on a frequent basis, that person can still actively connect with our energy and take that, and it filters off from us. So old emotional wounds that we have within those relationships can continue to pull on those energy cords. So really important. I mean, I'll have someone that comes, visits me, that can be quite taxing emotionally. So every day before I go to sleep, I'll do an energetic cord cutting, and it's giving back their energy with love. It's not about cutting them out of my life or anything like that. It's just like, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. I'm ending this for now, and then so I can have a peaceful and replenishing sleep, for example. But if you've had some, very impactful relationships over your life, and they're still in your mind, you still have feelings or things that come up that feel unresolved, yes, there's some healing work to do there, which I can take you through. Or we need to also consciously work on breaking those and cutting those energetic attachments. All right, number 4, ignoring your own needs is an energy leak. So not prioritizing rest, fun, nourishment, self-care, even basic health care. I'm guilty of that one. Because we feel everybody else's needs as well as our own, we tend to lean into that people-pleasing aspect and take on board and make sure everybody else is taken care of before ourselves. And we have that aspect of, well, we'll just push through, and that's why we're very prone to having burnout. So, if anything, we need to have our needs met on steroids. So we just really need to pump up that self-care because of how much we give out when we're with people. And number five, environmental and energetic influences. So this one I've touched on before. We are constantly receiving and giving out information, and we could be in chaotic spaces. We could be consuming negative social media, could be in toxic workplaces, just in different environments, and that will constantly be feeding in and out of us. And those surroundings can impact on our energy levels. So if you are in a toxic workplace, for example, and you have someone that's particularly taxing, that's going to wear you down. And you may not really have much interaction with them, but through other people or they're within that space and you walk past that area, you're picking up on that energy signature. And so that is going to really drain you. So we need to make sure that you're setting up your energetic bubble, protection bubble. It's clearing that each time you're going in and out. You may work with essential oils, crystals, etc., and different ways that helps. It's all about focusing your intention on blocking that out. That's where the magic is. The tools like the crystals enhance that intention and adds a little bit more magic to your sort of juju, so to speak. So a little bit of how to seal these energy leaks and reclaim your energy. And I've spoke a little bit to them, but I'll just give you a little summary. So we've got energetic boundaries. So we need to set them and protect our space. So that is, calling in the bright light to wash away and clear your field, and setting up a little bubble and filling that up, and could be calling in your angels and guides of the highest vibration, truth and compassion, to offer you protection in your space. There's lots of different ways, and again, this is something that I take you through in my work that we do together. You do daily energy check-ins. So important for empaths and HSP people. You just need to be aware of where your body is at, where you're emotionally at, where you're physically at, where you're mentally at, and where it's going each day before you make any decisions. How do I feel today? How does my body feel today? What does it need? What do I need to put in place to ensure that I protect that peace for the day? So constantly doing that will help you make better intentional choices. Releasing emotional weight, what I spoke about before. So cutting those cords, clearing limiting beliefs and those trauma wounds, and prioritizing yourself to release all those thoughts and things that can constantly consume you. And self-care without guilt. So making space for things that really refuel you and nourish you deeply. So I know there is a lot out there about self-care. But again, self-care looks very different to each person, but I cannot express enough about leaning into that. And I really do look at that moon sign aspect in astrology. So for me, self-care is making sure my days are purposeful. And, that wouldn't seem like a self-care thing, but I'm like, no, today, this is my little to-do list. And that could be, I'm going to have a completely blob vegetable, like a day where I'm just going to blob out on the couch. And that's my sacred self-care for the day. But and that doesn't sound very purposeful, but I've set the intention to do it. So it makes me feel good when I've done it. I've given myself permission to do so. So those are 5 little ways that we are leaking energy, and some things that we can do to help block that. But of course, if you would like further support on that and know where your energy is leaking and go deeper with me around that, just send me a DM or comment power, and I can have a chat with you how you can strengthen your energy and boundaries. And of course, please like, subscribe to this video, and thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.